I got my tattoos done. I got my tattoos done at
Custom Thrills.
Gold Electric. Gold Electric Club, right by 5 Points Pizza, and all that stuff. Man, it's a terrible thing to see happen. So like how much is like before, because that was even before the whole coronavirus thing.
Yeah.
So
it hit like March 3rd.
Yeah. So what's like the state of like construction there? Are they still like rebuilding a lot of the?
Yeah, it's construction every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
You don't mind me drinking? I got
good.
I got you a water. I got beer in the fridge if you want some of that.
I might grab a bit.
Yeah. Make yourself at home.
Have a little whiskey in here. Put it in a tea bottle.
Nice, man. Well, if you I mean, all I got's like this. I didn't want to get anything like too hipster or anything. I keep it pretty simple.
Yeah. But it's still construction going on like every day. But it's just more so things like people upgrading because they got the insurance policy, so it's like everybody has a picket fence now. Like my mama even got a picket fence.
Okay.
So it's like everybody's just adding on and upgrading.
Yeah. My concern is what's going to happen with like the whole real estate thing and like who's going to buy up all that property, or like if, because
some people are just flat. Like
some people are probably going to be taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm.
Getting these real estate agents here in Nashville, they are sharks, man.
Yeah.
And they will capitalize on a broken family. They don't care about anything like that.
And they'll break a family.
Exactly.
They'll break. It's
awful.
Family.
Yeah, they'll do anything to make a buck. So I'm concerned about all that kind of injustice. But so what is your before we start? What is your real name, by the way?
Thomas.
Your name is Thomas?
Yeah, Thomas Bender.
Thomas Bender. That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. Let me introduce you, Thomas Bender. Thank you so much, aka Petty. So you've been doing like this podcast run. I saw you you posted last month about doing like a podcast run this month. Have you been doing other people's podcasts? Like
oh man, yeah.
I saw you posted something the other day.
Yeah, like I did my 7th one last night.
7th one. So do you do them over Skype or?
Most of them has been in person.
Okay.
Well, all of them been in person so far. I got maybe 2 playing like online.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been like this. Some audio. Maybe like 2 of them been filmed.
Okay.
But yeah, it's new to me because I've never really branched out to this side of the world or whatever.
Yeah.
Because podcast is a thing now, and like,
yeah,
I'm trying to get into it, but I know everybody was just saying, man, get out there more, man. Your voice needs to be heard, and I'm one of those who I make music and just stay in my studio and just until it's time to put out something that I want to put out.
I see.
But everybody was like, nah, man, just jump in. So I was like, all right, let's do it.
I see. I feel that. Yeah, I was talking to a lot of people about starting a podcast, and this was like last year. I started off at like a really bad place, just at a really dark place in life, and it was just me. And then I was like, I need to start like interviewing people because these are getting like boring, and no one really just wants to hear me ramble on about shit. But we actually made this appointment like a while ago. Before the whole like George Floyd murder and everything,
yeah.
And what's so relevant, I guess, to start off with is 5 years ago you came out with a song called "I Can't Breathe."
Yeah.
And I can't it's like I had to check the date on it, and it's from Frostbite. It's on Frostbite's channel, which is.
Shout out to Mike.
I was about to say, which is our mutual friend Mike Anderson's channel. That's the old channel. That's
the Gamma channel.
Yeah, that's way back. That's Mike and Sean's channel from way back then. So it said feat Samuel Jackson, and sure enough, at the end, he said, "Yeah." So how did that? Tell me about that and how that came about with Sam Jackson sending you that clip.
I mean, he didn't send it to me. I saw it online and I took it down and put it in the song. But what was going on at the time of the protests that were going on in Ferguson, there was the whole, the Mike Brown that happened, then the Eric Garner happened, and all while, people are protesting police brutality and injustice, there was a what was it? ELS, ILS, what was it? The
ALS.
ALS. Okay, boom. It was that the
Ice
Lou
Bucket
Gehrig's.
Challenge.
Was it Lou Gehrig's?
I don't know, but it was the challenge. It was the Ice Bucket
Lou
Challenge,
Gehrig's
right?
disease, I think. But yeah, so you put the ice bucket on your head just to give you that feeling of what it feels like, to have that disease, But people were putting a lot of attention into that, and it turned into almost like a game because everybody was smiling, having fun with it. It was like, all right, I dumped a bucket of ice on my head, and I'll donate some money for it.
It's different now.
So Samuel, he had challenged all the celebrities who were putting more focus on that opposed to what was going on. And he challenged them to sing that song, as well as, donate to ALS, but, it was a challenge to pretty much be human. That's what I took it as. It's like, cause, cut my phone off. It's like, it's easy to participate in something that's, ongoing in a fun manner or whatever. But a lot of people don't want to show attention to certain things because it could compromise their brand or their paycheck. And so I saw that, and it was just naturally on my heart to write something. But like halfway through the song, I saw Samuel L. Jackson post that clip, and I was like, oh, it's a no-brainer. So I put the clip in there, and when we released it as like a mashup of video of just pretty much everything that was going on, it was showing a contrast. Like while the song was playing, it was showing what's going on, why people are marching, as well as celebrities dumping a bucket of ice on their head. You know what I mean? So it was pretty much just a mirror of like, yo, this is what's going on. Wow, we're fighting for this. This is fighting for another cause, but the approach to it is overshadowing, a lot of other things that are easy to turn your head to. You know? So I put that out, and it's just strange that you listen to it today. You gotta check the date. You know what I mean? It sounds exactly like the same thing. It's just unfortunate. You know what I mean? But
for real.
Yeah.
All you celebrities out there who poured ice water on your head, here's a chance to do something else. I challenge all of you to sing the "We Ain't Gonna Stop Till People Are Free" song. Here we go.
Look, okay, every day is another. Nope. I used to say a day, but it's more like today. I can't define how good of a picture can you paint the blind. Make some change or make a change. Make your mind. It's wake up time.
It's a little bit more in your face. It's not as so.
It's like murder porn, man. It's like everything you can't escape.
Can't even go on Twitter now, and not even to be ignorant. Just like I don't want to go on there and see either like the I guess that could be just me blinded by my white privilege and just not wanting to identify some of these things that are happening that I don't have to deal with, kind of thing. So it's a little bit of like ignorance that I don't, and it's kind of like ruined social media, at least recently for me. I just don't even want to. I just have to just not even go on it. But it's
as well as like one of those things. Once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah,
exactly. So it's like, damn. I don't want to traumatize myself over this, but. I mean, you gotta consider, man. Some people, you grow up traumatized, or you have trauma passed down to you, and it's like that's all you know. So it's like, I mean, it's uncomfortable seeing it, man, but it's extremely uncomfortable experiencing it over and over. So it's like, I don't know. I feel exactly what you're saying because it makes me uncomfortable sometimes scrolling. You know what I mean? But it's a necessary uncomfortable. Because, like when they say the things like life begins outside of your comfort zone. I mean, if we believe that, we got to practice that on a different magnitude. You know what I mean? So it's like,
that's life.
It's just the stage is a lot bigger. It's like, all right, now a new life can begin, because we're all uncomfortable now. So it's like, what we're going to do in this moment. You know what I mean?
And life is cyclical.
Yeah.
And so 2020 is a very good reminder. You could say a lot of things are a good reminder. I think things need to be broken down, and I mean, to a certain extent, things need to be broken down in order to be rebuilt, and we need to have like these kind of like off seasons, because 2020 has just been a total shit show.
Yeah.
And so recently you have the death of Kobe Bryant, coronavirus,
Mm-hmm.
this whole George Floyd protest going. So it's been a rough. It's been a rough 6 or 7 months.
I think sometimes, like, man, if Corona would have hit a lot faster, we probably would still have Kobe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The NBA would have been closed. He wouldn't have been on the flight to Philly watching LeBron beat his record to come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like the season would have been canceled. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
But, you know, everything is
I'm
everything.
in sports like crazy, but and if we could, I think some of the, and maybe you could talk a little bit more about this, the angst of just like sitting in quarantine for a long time and then having something like the George Floyd death to really spike something.
It almost feels like, man, and I hate to say things like this are divine or you know, everything happens for a reason. I hate to be that guy, but I do feel that things are connected in this omnipresent type thing. That if, you know, quarantine wasn't going on, we definitely wouldn't be here. You know what I mean? And it's like life put everyone in the house, because it's like we saw it, we knew about it, we heard about it, we maybe even talked about it before a few times, but we always got back to our normal routine. Now we can't get back to our normal routine, you know, due to something above us.
Yeah.
And in the middle of that, you're almost forced to not be able to, you know what I mean? You can't, there's no escape.
Yeah.
And which is, it's necessary. It's a good thing for people to be able to be reminded of it every day until it makes us uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes everyone uncomfortable, man. Like, no matter who you are, because it's a harsh reality. It's an ugly reality it's been accepted, unfortunately, but now we can't accept it any longer. I won't say like this is the way it is, we're just going to keep it this way. It's like, nah, we've accepted that this is how things are. What are we going to do about it? But now it's past that point of what are we going to do. It's like, oh, we really got a voice now. You know what I mean? Because almost like how court works, right? How a lawyer would they'd ask you questions to pretty much bait you in to a certain boom. Now I'm gonna leave it up to the jury. The jury's at home and watching. We saw it. It's clear as day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And all of this isn't the result of one man. I feel like it's the result of all of it. Everything added up to this point. It's just now people, we feel more confident in, you know, our voice, because our voice is amplified now. And now it's at the point where it should be the loudest. It's the loudest as far as hearing it, but it isn't the loudest as far as saying it. You know what I mean? And now it's becoming to that point where you're gonna hear it so much, almost like a song. You hear it so much to where you have no choice but to sing it. You know what I mean? And the world's singing.
Yeah.
The world is singing right now, and it's interesting. It's like, it's one of those things. If you care, you got to be in tune with the conversation, because it's hinting towards this may be one of the last conversations, or as far as a civil conversation could go, because people are fed up, man, and things like this, when we're in a quarantine and we know everyone's at home, we know everyone's seen it and everyone's talking about, because there's nothing on TV. Like, fucking Tiger King's off, The Last Dance is off, you know what I mean? It's like this.
No sports.
And like, only thing we really, sports have been off. Only thing we really watch are things that, you know, like maybe a series that we just started, because we ignore series all the time because we have sports and everything else to watch. So it's like, only thing we have to watch now is things to wait on.
Yeah.
So in the midst of that, right. So in the middle of that waiting, it's like, you can't deny it. It's like, where you gonna go? It's like you literally can't change the channel, and you can't leave the house and go anywhere. Like I was riding up here and I seen a cardboard poster in the back of somebody's review. Okay. Said Black Lives Matter. It's like it's everywhere. Yeah. So it's almost that point where it's asking everyone individually, what can you do?
Yeah.
Or what will you do? Or are you going to do anything? Which is no right or wrong answer. No one's entitled to do anything. However,
yeah. But they're pushing this whole second wave.
You feel what you feel. You feel your heart. So it's like you can ignore your heart or not, because like once you see it, you know it. It's like we know better now, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a firm believer of when you know things, you can't unknow them. And when you know better, that window in between knowing better and applying, however long it takes you to apply, I feel like that's your punishment for understanding. Mm-hmm. And it's, it's crazy that in so many things, like say someone wanted to work out, they want to go exercise, right? You know better. That's the smart decision. But every day until you finally go, that's your punishment. Because you're going to be reminded, damn, I need to go to the gym. Damn, I need to go to the gym. And this is one of those things. America is being reminded. It's like, yo, you going to go to the gym? You going to go to the gym? You going to go to the gym? So until you apply what you know better, all that time wasted in between is your punishment. It's going to be torture.
Yeah.
That's what's happening on a grand scale. Like, I feel that it happens to us individually on our own paths, but on a grand scale, it's happening to humanity.
Yeah.
Regardless what your moral compass is, it's like it's an all or nothing thing.
Yeah.
Or the majority has to be so strong to where if you don't, if you disagree with what we all feel is what the new normal is or being progressive is, like life's gonna be really hard for you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be really hard. It's like that's why you see people so angry when what they call them, the Karens, you know what I'm saying, where they just call the police because for nothing, right? They got so much hate in their heart. You can just see it in the videos, like when these people just calling the police on innocent folks, right? Yeah. You can just see that they're not happy with their life, or they're not happy with how they're not happy with the inevitable.
Yeah.
Because it's gonna happen. Like people aren't gonna be stuck in their ways forever. Yeah. Whether it's your sexual preference or your race, you know what I mean, or your gender. It's like it's getting to that point where it's like, man, look, if the last thing you want to be is a dick right now. Yeah. Because people's patience are thin, and man, look,
exactly.
No one is like hesitating to get you the fuck out of here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and unfortunately, there's racist people here, and sometimes they wear blue uniforms, and it's terrible.
Yeah.
And, yeah, and so this is why I started podcasting, was to gain the perspective of other people. I mean, when we made this, I was like, when we set this up, we can talk about anything, and to educate myself from someone else's perspective is exactly what I'm going for. I had someone who, I've had Noah, my good friend Don. She's a lesbian, and got to kind of, teach me, tell me what it was like to, go through that as like a child and everything. So when I see, I grew up in a very, I call it like a white bubble, just a very kind of like outside Chicago, a very like, just a very safe neighborhood. And then, you hear about things that are, that like communities like the south side of Chicago, which wasn't too far away from me, and you see, and you grow up and you kind of realize, or you kind of do some research, and you see that poverty is correlated to crime in a way. And so you can see police sitting in areas that have high crime rates, and there's trying to cut down on that, and you see like a lot of there's a lot of cherry picking, and a lot of imprisonment and like re-imprisonment. The what's it called, the school, the something to prison pipeline, what's it called, the it's like the third grade to prison pipeline or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you see all the so it's easy from someone like me to ignore all these things because it's just I just didn't have to deal with all the I just didn't have to deal with that.
It's almost like catching fish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you know where certain fish are gonna be, or if the tide is a certain thing, or they're gonna be there. So it's like, I can catch a lot of fish with a pole, but why not just catch it with a net?
Yeah.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And it's like, if a fish could, voice against the fishermen, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what would it say?
Right. How much sense would that make, though?
Yeah.
To people, because it's like, I'm not a fish.
Yeah.
I'm not a fisherman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a racist, but I'm also not a fish. I'm also not the person getting caught up. So that's not my fight.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming a point where it's like,
well, if I ignore it, am I?
If you ignore it,
am I just as bad as the? So that's what I've been trying.
It's like
to
if you
reconcile.
see a murder,
yeah,
and you don't report it, you're accessory to it, right?
Yeah.
According to the laws America made. So
yeah,
if we was to use the laws,
yeah,
and show them
yeah.
to America in a blatant metaphor,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Then that's when you see the people immediately deny, or they try to find another. But it's like no more buts. You know what I mean? It's like if I find the perfect metaphor where it makes sense to whatever angle needed, to reach you, what can you have? What can you say after that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, although it's not needed because you see it on your phone. You know what I mean? You see it everywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at this point, it's always been obvious, but now it's more obvious that you see it as well. You know what I mean? So it's
like I said, the timing couldn't be worse, man. I mean,
because it's easy to ignore something that nobody knows you know.
Yeah.
But if I know you know it, you ignoring it at that point. It's kind of like, man, you throwing me under the bus. Like if you have a friend, you know what I'm saying, and something happened, and like my truth, and you're not speaking up for me. It's like you gonna let me get. It's like Judas, you denied Jesus. You know what I mean? It's like I don't know Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. So it's like you can use that metaphor to a Christian.
Yeah.
Where's your butt? There's no buts. You know what I mean? It's just obvious, but a metaphor to explain, what's clear isn't necessary. But in some, crazy way of irony, it's just America, racist America, capitalist America. You can tell they're feeling the way because it's almost like you pulling a me on me. Mm-hmm. Why? How dare you flip the script and show me myself? You know what I mean? It's like, because you've been trying to show me for years, and that's not who I am. And now, if me showing you who I am tells you who you are, it's not my problem. Because I'm just saying who I'm not, and I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's interesting now that because you find yourself in a place, man. If this was your fight for so long, you find yourself in a place of thank you. It's about time. And in the middle of why now? So it's like there's a lot of people torn between that feeling of like thank you or why now? You know what I mean? So it's like I challenge everyone to not feel like why now. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And
it's already a bad year.
Yeah, because it's like we want help, we want more. You know what I'm saying? But it's like if when the help comes, don't push it away and be like,
it's gonna take some time too. I mean, change just takes so much time. You're talking about like on a grand scale, on a national scale, changing the mindset of an entire nation from one way to another, or the privileged people to see a certain way. It's just gonna take some time.
Because it can come off. I can say it comes off. It can come off as guilt more than activism. But what it is ultimately is presence. So just be appreciative of the presence. You know what I mean? What regardless what was the source that made someone feel, impelled to do something. So it's like,
Yeah. Well, you seem very introspective, and you have, I mean, as far as like volume goes, you just have so many. I mean, you've been featured on so many people's. I guess, I mean, are mixtapes a thing still? Since Spotify's a thing, do they call them mixtapes or are they albums?
I mean, I feel like, they could be both, because it depends on what the fans call them.
Because like Dad Piff was like all mixtapes.
Man,
and
I remember that.
Yeah, and you put something out on there, or like,
right.
That
but
was a
I feel like
mixtape
if it's, if you're an independent artist, man, if it's original music, man,
call it whatever you want.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a mixtape. It's original music. It's yours. It's EP, LP, album.
Yeah. Whatever you want to call it.
Or just call it a project or a body of work, whatever you
Yeah, exactly. But you've been, you are in Nashville. So you've played, so like last year you were at Exit Inn with Devin the Dude. You've played at the Basement, Mercy Lounge. Yeah, I mean, you've you know Nashville pretty well. So tell me about like your upbringing in Nashville and how, I saw you had, you pulled up in a Jeep. You got like Bama.
Oh, man,
stuff on there. Are you Are you from Alabama? Or are you from here?
No. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay, I mean that's what I see on
See the Alabama. That's mom's. That's mom. She's from Alabama. Yeah,
okay.
she's a huge Roll Tide fan.
I see.
I'm all things Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So yeah.
I see.
So like that second weekend in October every year when they play against the Vols, I'm like,
there you go.
Y'all gonna lose this year, I'm good and well.
Yeah. Yeah. Balls are bad.
Man.
I hate to say it.
I know, man.
I wish you see so many
We're
fans.
getting better though, man. We're getting better, man. I feel like we got like 2 years. 2 years, you know what I'm saying? We'll be in some little SEC argument, but
yeah,
the Bama, that's hers.
Nice.
As far as my upbringing, man, this is.
You were born and raised here?
Born and raised, man. Born and raised. I've been living in the same 8 blocks my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Between South 8 and South 16th. You know what I mean? It's like that's East Nashville. That's where I've been my whole life.
Nice.
But just
so
true pillar of the community.
Yeah. So who is AB?
AB, man. That's my guy.
So
he's a producer.
He makes beats, produces.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a producer I linked up with a couple years ago. Yeah, AB's
y'all
dope.
still working together to this day? You got.
Yeah, we still work. He was on. He produced on the last project, Bubba.
Okay.
I dropped a project called Bubba in November. It was like a first Thanksgiving without my granddad, so it was a holiday album for that.
Okay.
But yeah, AB's dope, man. He produced a lot for me. I think I got more songs with AB than I got with anybody, actually. Yeah.
And you got some.
Yeah, AB's dope. I've been on AB maybe 3+, maybe 4 years.
Okay.
Cause maybe hold on, probably about 4, if I could think. Cause I dropped a project called Words I Couldn't Say like in 2018. And that was 2 years old. He produced all over that one. But I linked up with him through my homie G Slab. He Slab was playing me some music, and he was telling me about a new producer he was rocking with, and he wasn't too fucked up with linking me up with him. Sometimes as rappers, it's like you got a dope producer, you don't want to link nobody up with him because you don't want him to send the beats that he could potentially send you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. But me and Slab, we tight, man. That's my guy. We ain't got nothing like that going on. He put me on the AB, and I ended up running into him one night at I think Mercy Lounge. Yeah, we exchanged info then, and we had already had like not an official introduction, but we was aware of each other. You know what I mean? Before we actually met in person. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was the respect was mutual, and then we just started making music, man.
Yeah, and you've been on a lot of features. Herschel Lamont, Wilkes.
Herschel, that's my guy. What's happening, Wilkes?
Well, the Herschel, I love that song.
Trap Nasty.
Work
and Pray.
Free P, D Goods. You've been on. You are Nashville to the core, my friend. Yeah, I follow D Goods on Twitter.
Shout out Goods, man. All Goods.
Yeah. You have a song called Freakazoid that's totally out of
shout out to Future. That's Fuge, my guy.
Totally
my
out of
my guy,
left
Fuge.
field. As far as the kind of work you do. Yeah, you got Mamba. How you were trying to get LeBron to listen to?
Man.
You're trying to get it in LeBron's ears.
I feel like we're gonna get LeBron's attention.
I saw that you were pushing that.
Cause I want LeBron to pass Kareem so bad as far as like all points all time, because he's so close. If you get like 1,500 for the next 4 years, it's a wrap. You know? And you getting that missing 40 games? Come on, I know you can do it, man.
Yeah.
And I want him to pass Kareem as far as my love for a case study goes.
Yeah.
Because that proof of possibility, man, could change the game as far as when people need inspiration or something. Because we saw LeBron get drafted. We saw him come from high school, accept every responsibility that was put on him too early and overcome all adversity, from 17, 18 on up. It's like, yo, if anybody could do it, he can. And it's I'd love for that to happen, because we can still argue Jordan's rings or Kobe's rings. And Kobe's my guy. Kobe.
I was about to say, who's the GOAT in your opinion? Like, who's your favorite basketball
if you
player?
if you appreciate basketball,
which I don't.
Hey, that's real as shit. That's real as shit.
I wish I did, but I can't say.
But
I
it's
do.
like, but if you appreciate basketball, you know the GOAT is Michael Jordan. Like,
yes.
If we talking about rings and stuff, okay, Bill Russell is a whole different conversation.
Well, the game was different.
Kareem, on the other hand, has 6 rings, but he also has the all-time scoring title.
Yeah.
And he's won championships, in college. But I would say Jordan is the GOAT because of everything that he embodied. He was a megastar. Outside of Michael Jackson, arguably the famous person on the planet at the time. Right now I think, Beyonce is like huge. But Jordan is still Jordan. It's his whole aura and the shoes, the style, fashion, just on and off the court. The Gatorade, the ballpark Franks, the Hanes. It's like he made things cool. I feel like, people wouldn't be wearing Hanes if it was for Jordan, or drink. I drink Gatorade because of Jordan. I got a Gatorade right now. It's like, that, like Mike. If I could be like Mike, that was it. It's like Jordan
the sweating
was a guy.
Gatorade was always the image in my mind of like the early 2000s look.
When you
or like
sweat
the
so
90s,
hard, the Gatorade coming out.
The late 90s posters of him just like drenched in red.
Yes, it's like Jordan. It's like everything that came with him, and like Jordan done what he done in a limited amount of seasons. So it's like once you play past the seasons I played, you can't argue, man. I done more and less.
Yeah.
Right? So Jordan is the GOAT. Kobe is my GOAT because I saw Jordan on his back 3. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The first 3 I was born in '88, so it's like I'm young, right? But the back 3, I was in tune. I saw Kobe's whole career, so it's like Kobe's my GOAT because that was the guy that I was looking for. Like, man, I need you to get your 6th ring, man, get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I still appreciate what Kobe done for the players individually. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that a lot. Mm-hmm.
He took a lot after Jordan too.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
Without, I've seen,
we wouldn't get Kobe without Jordan.
Yeah.
So that's
exactly.
I mean, we wouldn't get LeBron without both of them.
Yeah.
And
some would
I
argue
just look
that
at
Kobe's a ball hog, but that's fine.
Right.
He was so good. He was so good. When he scored, was it 60 on that one game?
He scored 60. He scored 81 against the Raptors.
Yeah, I was like, just give
Jalen Rose
the ball, and you're fine.
Yeah, but like Kobe's my GOAT. LeBron is the next heir. Like he's King James, like literally.
Yeah.
Like his whole nickname, his persona, everything was destined for him to step into greatness and carry a torch or stand on shoulders. And he's done that and some. That's why I can't wait to see him, pass the all-time scoring record. Because he's going to get him at least 2 more rings with L.A. I would believe that. So he'll get 5. But if you got 6 and I get 5 in the all-time scoring, I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
And I guess if you're LeBron, you just can't be so overwhelmed with all the noise and what everyone else has on you. You just
if
gotta,
anybody's
just gotta
built for it, it's him. He's been hearing the noise You know,
Yeah.
they would scrutinize him for going driving to high school in a Hummer.
Yeah,
They thought he was taking money.
Yeah, and then and you can't really hate on him for going to LA because that's just a money move, and you gotta respect it. At least
I went to Miami, got them a ring, then I came back home to give home a ring.
Yeah.
So if I go to LA, y'all just gotta understand. Like, come on, y'all. I think no one in Cleveland was really mad. Like, people was burning the jerseys. Like, they understood. They might have burned the jersey when you went to Miami, but when you came back, won championship, then you say he's going to LA. It was probably, thank you, man. I understand. Cause I wouldn't want to finish my career here either. We didn't think you was going to, bring one home, but you brought one home for us.
Yeah.
So I want to see him do that because we've witnessed. I feel like our experience on Earth, our window of people, is the best ever. Say you might look up to older stories centuries ago, but we didn't have footage to show us how whack that shit was. You know what I mean? Or how normal it was. Like, we look at Caesar like, oh shit, but we don't have a day-to-day footage of him doing his regular shit to be like, oh, boo, you're not that impressive. So the legend, passes.
Yeah.
But we've witnessed a Tom Brady, a Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, a Dale Earnhardt, Serena Williams. We've witnessed everyone
Tiger
break
Woods.
out. Tiger Woods. We've witnessed all these records get broken, right? Of course, I didn't witness the 72 Dolphins. That's amazing. The undefeated season. But we saw the Patriots do it, and you can go undefeated more games than their old season was. It's just we had more games than this one. So it's like, we saw so much. We saw Mike Tyson, Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, like Roy Jones, Floyd Mayweather. We've witnessed the best of the best. It's like, Muhammad Ali was him. Dr. J was him. Like, everybody that was top dog at that time was them.
Yeah.
But we've witnessed that go beyond to the point that we didn't even think it was possible, right? So I'm excited because I'm asking people, what do you think that says about us? It says people. You know what I mean? It's like
getting better and better sports just keeps
what we're capable of. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's so much we can do right now that we're not even tapped into. When it's like the proof is there. It's like we're so far on this side of history that we're already, it's like we're already built to do great things. You know what I'm saying?
And like sports training gets better, coaching gets better. The players are starting the training earlier. It seems like sports are just getting better and better, and the athletes are getting better and better. Another thing I was really surprised of was the Titans last season and how far they got. And I mean, how much do you love Derrick Henry? That guy's a monster.
Man, King Henry, man,
Mariota
needed.
He did his thing, and he's such a good guy.
I'm appreciative of Marcus, man.
But
he done what he was supposed to do.
It was like a jigsaw puzzle. How Tannehill just like got in there with all the right pieces, and Mariota will be fine. He can, He got us where we needed him to get us. Yes.
So it's like, no hard feelings. I appreciate everything
I just
he did for us.
was shocked and in awe as they just kept rolling their way through the.
Man.
I was like, what?
I actually wasn't shocked because I told you my mom, she's a big Alabama fan.
Yeah.
So man, like she's such a big Bama fan that she watches the players in high school.
Okay.
Because she already knows who's about to get recruited because they're the best. I'm like, they gonna come here. Right. I was like, man, you need a job, shit. But man, I'm talking about since high school. Derrick Henry, man, we knew about him, man. Derrick Henry's he's been a workhorse. Is he from Florida? I don't know. I might have to look it up. I don't want to be wrong on that. I might have to Google it. But been watching him early, and he's a workhorse. He's not one of those running backs to where, all right, let's do a 2-back system. No, he's one of those guys to where he just keeps going and keeps going because if you leave him in a game, the defense is gonna get tired as fuck.
Yeah.
they can't stop
He's
him.
huge.
It's like they gotta try their best. You get tired of trying your best every time.
Yeah.
That's why we get so frustrated in life. You know what I'm saying? When shit don't work our way. It's like, man, I've been trying my best for years. Like, shit, let me get a breakthrough. That's how the defense feels going against Derrick Henry if you leave him in the game.
Yeah.
And they used to always take him out, which, no diss to the other backs. It's just like, no, that doesn't benefit us.
You're trying to wear out the defense as a defense. You're trying to wear out, like that's what the quick huddle's for, right?
Yeah, it's like it's like if you got a automatic weapon on the shelf, why not use it? You don't let this man collect dust on the sideline like to keep in the game. Man.
Yeah.
And man, I was not surprised at all. I'm just smiling and laughing and just saying, yes, I leave him in the game. I told you. So when he started getting more reps, I said, oh yeah, he's getting that title. He's getting the rushing title.
Yeah.
He's getting it next year.
Yeah.
He's getting next shit. Back-to-back rushing titles.
And if you see it, so for the 2018-2019 stats, you can see, he had more everything.
Yeah. Look at the carries, though.
They gave him the ball more in 2019, and he did more. So you're right.
How many times more did they give it to him?
So receiving, not very much, but, oh, man.
I know it's a dramatic difference.
He had 500 more yards in the season, so that just goes to... and you're right, he is from Florida, Yulee High School, and then so he went to Bama for college. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
We had 2 Heisman winners, Marcus and Derrick.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because he won with Oregon.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, he is a monster, and when he had that first whatever play put him on the map where he broke like 6 tackles and got in the end zone.
Jaguars.
Yes.
Stiff arm.
Yes. When he went through like 6 people.
I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that
No,
stiff
you don't want
arm,
none
man.
of that. None of it.
He turned, man, who was it? Was it the Ravens? Man, he turned him around. He stiff armed dude and turned him into a lead blocker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, hell yeah.
And see, my roommate he's a Browns fan.
Oh,
Unfortunately, he's from Cleveland.
That's Cleveland.
Yeah, and he's an Ohio State fan too. And I'm a Michigan fan.
So he likes LeBron.
Oh yeah,
You gotta like LeBron. It's
yeah,
like,
exactly.
With Dave Chappelle, he's one of Ohio's.
Yes.
Dave Chappelle said he's one of Ohio's greatest natives.
Yes, and oh my gosh, talk about it, dude, with the story.
Man. Yes.
But anyway, yeah. So I was born into a Michigan family. He's a big Ohio.
Wow, that's Buckeyes versus Michigan.
Yeah, I know. Like the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi here is called the Ohio State. So I knew what I was getting into. But he's a nice guy, and
yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because college football, it's like it's just competitive.
Yeah, and I'm not
talk.
so into it to where I'm not gonna like the dude, but I do like the Browns as far as like who they have. Like I don't hate Baker. I like Jarvis. I like OBJ. I think they have a lot of good pieces. It's just he has so much hope for him, and the city always I feel like has so much hope for the future, and the Browns just continuously, I don't know. It seems to me like they always let him down. Or, I don't know. Cleveland sports right now is pretty much done for. But man, I do love Jarvis. I do love Jarvis a lot.
How do you think football is going to come back as far as with the corona stuff? It's going to be selling NFL masks?
Yeah, well, it's really the MLB is really the only one, because like I guess people listening in the future are probably going to be laughing at this, but I guess right now the MLB is still disputing whether or not with the owners and with the players how things are going to work out. Everyone else seems to be on board, and it seems like whatever sport comes back first is going to have the highest ratings. And I'm not sure if you saw like Korean baseball.
I was about to say, I
with
saw
the
that we had a stuffed animal. I was just about to look up and find it.
Oh my gosh. That is
genius. It was genius. I see the SpongeBob's and that and the Hello Kitties and I said, "Lo, that shit, if they did that with baseball, you'd have to fill up the whole stands. Because how you going to watch a home run?
Yeah.
Like, you can't just do it just behind the home plate.
Yeah.
If you hit a home run, it's going to be empty chairs. So.
Yeah. And just wondering how they're going to...
Who has that job?
I guess, like, getting paid that. I guess you could do like groups of 2 or 3 people spaced out, but it's just not going to be the same. It's just going to be weird.
I vote for the stuffed animals. That's tight. Do that till we figure it out.
Yes.
Like I watch TV with that.
Yeah, well, they started off with mannequins, and like
that's creepy.
they looked really creepy.
That's so creepy. Stuffed animals is inviting. It'll make somebody watch just to see. Like, oh shit, you see that Patrick? That's the starfish.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So
it's
so,
cute.
But imagine having that job.
Yeah.
You know, you're the guy that puts the stuffed animals out and picks them up.
Exactly.
Now,
I just need a ball in the air.
right.
That's
Like
all.
I want sports to come back so bad, but I also understand how sports can easily become a distraction from, you know, the conversation that's going on right now. But in the same breath, I know the athletes are gonna, you know, do what they can do to, you know, keep attention, you know, towards what's going on while they're playing. So like, you know, like how when the NBA players came out with the I Can't Breathe t-shirts, but even after that, it's like it just brought awareness.
Yeah.
You know, it really didn't bring too much action that was needed.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. I'm on both sides of the fence where it's like, all right, let's start the NBA season back because I want LeBron to get his 4th ring because
It's gonna be it's just gonna be a
man,
minute.
I know he's gonna win this ring with LA, man. It's just shit.
Yeah.
Right now, it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
If we can get some things, you know, changed, then I'm not fucked up with losing. We're putting an asterisk by the 2020 NBA season.
Yeah, I mean,
Or the 2019,
with, like,
2020.
yeah, without everything being in order, how is that going to affect the playoffs of everything? And you know, if you got to cut some season short, how do you manage all this? It's just a lot.
The NBA comes back when they say they are, which I think they really are.
They're thinking about changing the playoff.
The finals will be sometime in October.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they'll start the next season in December. So it's cool. I'm only 1 month without basketball. Run it.
Let's take a short off season.
I do understand what the lack of,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, entertainment is bringing towards progress in
Yes.
the streets in real life. So
Yeah.
it's like, I hate that I have a broad understanding, but it just is what it is. Right now, the NBA could wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could wait, and they're smart. They have a lot of smart people pulling strings and making decisions.
Yeah.
And, you know, the commissioners, like, they get it.
Yeah.
If I applaud the NBA because the NBA is I'm not going to say only, but as far as the NBA, they get it the most. As far as any sports goes, when it comes to the conversation of what's going on. The players get it, the owners get it, the coaches get it. Granted, you know, true colors could be concealed, you know, in privacy. But ultimately, the NBA takes more stands because, yeah, you have a lot of black athletes in football and basketball, but the difference between football and basketball is I don't have on a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
My face card is my brand.
Mm-hmm.
So say someone who's big on football, like, right, you can be a Titans fan, you can love Bruce Matthews, Hall of Famer. But who knows what the fuck Bruce Matthews looks like if you don't know Bruce Matthews, because he has a helmet on. He plays center for the Titans, you know? But yeah, Bruce Matthews, he plays center. But it's like, just to say, NBA versus NFL is different because you're seen, your face is seen, so your brand is more present. You know what I mean? I don't have anything to, you know, cover up who I am off the court, because off the football field, I look like a completely different person unless I'm someone you know, like Odell, or you know what I'm saying, like the big names.
Kaepernick.
Yeah, but it's like certain people on, you know, NBA court, a lot of people don't know them. Like, a lot of people don't know what Lou Williams looks like. But it's like, he's a 6th man of the year, damn near every year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
if you know him, you know. And it's like, he's somebody that comes off the bench, but I know him because the NBA shows your face. So being a predominantly black league, I mean, you shoot yourself in the foot if you were to go against you know, what's going on.
Yeah.
Now, however, the NFL, the owners are a lot different, you know.
That's very true.
Say like a Jerry Jones or something. They like
what a great example.
Oh man, like no, they literally run their franchises like plantations.
No,
dead ass, man, and I mean, I know some NFL players personally, active and inactive, you know, retired. Shout out my guy Arian Foster. You know what I'm saying? He's you know, briefly revealed so much with so little, just about the NFL and his stance as a person. You know what I mean? He at the time he was with the Miami Dolphins when Cap took a knee. He was one of the players who took a knee, and his understanding of what the league is, like what it really is, as far as, you know, power versus talent, and, you know, exploitation and shit. Man, he's one of the players that could, you know, bring a lot of fuck shit that's going on in the NFL. You know, he disrupt some things if he wanted to. You know what I'm saying?
I think there's going to be way more kneeling too.
I mean, at this point, it's going to be more of players joining unions and doing things like that.
Except
you know, because you have players who experience that, who speak out against it. You know, because Aaron's one of the ones who speak out against it. And he's always been vocal about what he morally feels in real life, and if my career just doesn't, you know, align with that, then I'll speak out against the people who pay me, because I'm that type of person. And, you know, shout out to Aaron, man. That's my guy, Bobby Fino. But he's shown me, because I'm real big on like proofs of possibility. He's shown me that even being a star running back in that league, it's not all it's hyped up to be. Nothing is what it seems like. We understand that until we have to apply what we understand to something we admire. You know what I mean? Like, I love the NFL. It's like, oh shit, you're right. Nothing is as it seems. And it's like, yeah, man, they literally run the players like plantations. And
yeah.
So when you have people taking knees along with Cap, it's easier to punish Cap than it is to punish everyone who took a knee, because if you did that, you wouldn't have anything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's an interesting time.
Yeah.
To just be able to see so much so fast, so soon, and to watch the corporations or the law officials or lawmakers or anyone you're trying to reach. It's interesting seeing how, you know, how quick we can get triggered by seeing something we know or understand. It's seeing how quick they can understand that or understand our pain as well, and, you know, turn the side eye to it. And it's like, now that's what's being shown. It's like, whatever you was doing to, I guess, sidestep the question that people are asking, that, you know, the change that people want, whatever, you know, was being done to sidestep that question.
It's unavoidable now.
Oh yeah, and that approach to sidestepping it, it's under a big spotlight and a magnifying glass.
Yeah, look
so
at
it's
Drew
like,
Brees. I mean,
man, Drew Brees, man, look.
well, and like you could have been
Drew
like
Brees.
You could have been like a little bit more thoughtful. And then once he apologized, they weren't even happy with the apology. Like, once he did what they wanted,
It's guilt, man.
like, what'd you expect was gonna happen?
It's like, yeah, all right, you're sorry. Cool. This is my thing. Apologies are accepted. However, understand that forgiveness isn't an obligation. Because you got to read the room, man. Like, everyone is entitled to their opinion, how they feel. True. But for you to voice that opinion on a public forum at this time, is more so a conscious statement, not of what you're saying, but of what you're against. You know what I mean? And you're masking something that you're against in something you're in support of. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, I'm not anti this, I'm just pro the flag. No, because I was never protesting the flag.
Yeah.
It's like, and everyone who gets it immediately. So it's like, NFL players don't get drafted out of high school. You have some college experience. Mm-hmm. You're not dumb. You know what I mean? You're not dumb. And if you are dumb, all right, maybe we need to do some investigation in wherever the fuck you went to college at, because they probably just graduated you and, you know, on some illegal shit.
Yeah.
Because you
got there on a scholarship.
You get it. You right, exactly. You're not dumb, so you know something, right? Especially being in New Orleans, like, what the fuck, New Orleans? Like, man, you better hope somebody don't goddamn it.
Yeah, so culturally.
You better hope this offensive line don't let you get sacked the first series of the game. Yeah. Smack 3 and out. Boom. 3 sacks. Punt. All right, you get it now? Yeah. All right, cool. We'll block for you. Yeah. But it's, man, as a quarterback, like, come on, man. Shit. Yeah. You better be a damn somebody on the bench talking some shit like that. But like that one NASCAR driver, right? He retired or quit because they wanted to. They wanted to ban the Confederate flags. Like, but you're a loser. You haven't won shit. It's like, good riddance, motherfucker. It's like,
I don't know how people advertise, I guess I should, for a lack of a better term, the Confederate flag. You know, you see it on like trucks down here. You see it like around. It's like how.
And being from Chicago, you get it. You're like, what the fuck? Why are you wearing a Confederate flag? It's dumb. It makes no
sense. You lost so long ago.
You lost. You fucking loser.
It's been like that. So I don't.
Oh man! But you have things like, say, like a show like Dukes of Hazzard, right?
Yeah.
They had the Confederate flag on the top of the car. Yeah. And the name of the car was the General Lee.
The General Lee.
You know what I mean? So it's like
badass car.
Symbolism. I mean, it's a badass car, but what it represented was like, shit. Take that shit off the top, and it's definitely not gonna be called General Lee. It's just a fucking car. Like, it's a Chevy. I like it. Wasn't it a Chevy? What was it?
It was a Dodge.
Oh.
It wasn't a Challenger, was it? It was crap. I'm so bad at, and I'm a car guy.
Was it an old Challenger?
I'm a mechanic, and I should
Google
know
it.
this. I should know this.
But yeah, it's like everything that it's like, it's symbolism. Yeah. That's what's been used. That's a tool, a heavy tool, that's being used against the oppressed for centuries, right? And common sense gets it, like, oh, yeah, it's fucked up. This is what it is. But it's the motherfuckers who don't want to, I guess, acknowledge that I'm benefiting from something that I don't even have to contribute to.
Yeah.
And even if I'm not racist, it's like, no, what you're contributing from is from a racist power. And it's like,
And now
so
when ignorance is as bad as being the oppressor, it's kind of that's what kind of gets me, because it's like, I don't even, like, not thinking about it or avoiding it like I want to do is taking the stance of someone who is oppressing someone else. So it's, that's what it seems like now, where it's like, if you're not for it, you're against it, kind of thing. And so you kind of need to educate yourself. I mean,
look at it like this, man. It's like, you can, even being another black person, right? You might not have experienced police brutality being black. Or your social circles could be different. You could know different people in different ranks and whatever, and your life could not be the cliche experience of being black in America, right? But even then, you still feel it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Even if you feel like you're above other black people, there are black people who feel like that, right?
Yeah, which is why it was
but
so
even
key
then,
that Obama
you
spoke out about it too.
Yeah, it's like even then you understand what it is, because regardless of how you think your life goes, you still are what you still are.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what it says. So it goes in the same thing. It's like, say it's someone who feels like, I'm just not as informed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you could be informed. It's like, it just wasn't affecting me as much. And then it's like, no, now it doesn't affect me personally, but it affects my heart because I can see it.
Yeah, you have
I
empathy,
care.
and there's
Yeah.
other people that are going through it.
Man.
And you may not be at the time, but
ignored empathy,
yeah,
and ignored concern, and ignored passion for something genuine is gonna result in revolt,
yeah,
rage. Like, so when people are like, man, I understand the protests, but I don't understand the rioting, the looting. One, it's not a riot. Looting, maybe, but nobody's really just looting. Like, motherfuckers just demolishing random shit. If motherfuckers wanted to fuck up some shit, I mean, yeah, but I'm saying, like, if motherfuckers wanted to fuck up some shit for real, it'd be strategic. Like, say in Minneapolis, they burnt the police precinct.
they burnt a lot of stuff.
I mean, yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But, like, it's strategic shit.
Yeah.
Versus Nashville, like, motherfucker breaking a boot barn. Some boots.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
That was a fucking joke. Like,
Yeah.
the boot barn and that, like, come on.
Yeah,
who's going to wear some fucking boots and a cowboy hat? Like,
they vandalized the was it the Capitol? It was not the Capitol, the courthouse. Yeah, they vandalized the shit out of the courthouse, and that's it's a historic building. It's not great, but you see people who just really want to get their message across.
right, that courthouse is
unavoidable.
mostly office buildings now.
Yeah.
But even then, it wasn't a Black Lives Matter protest that burnt it. So it's like the media and news could, twist it and be like,
do you think that they're perpetuating it and they're trying to? I mean, because they control. I mean, the media controls.
Definitely.
They're trying to control the mindset.
Two people got arrested for setting it on fire. It's a white guy and a black guy. And I remember actually watching the video. I was watching somebody on live. Somebody had it on live. They were showing this shit, and I'm looking like, damn, what the fuck? They finna burn this shit. So hey, I ain't gonna knock you. You know what I mean? Rage is rage. However, there's a white dude and a black dude, right? And when they both got arrested, the white dude got arrested. It was, somebody that pretty much tried to set the courthouse on fire, blah, blah, blah. It was a black dude. Eerie enough, they would feel the need to include felon such and such when it's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Why you gotta throw in his police record?
Yeah.
The white dude, I mean, if he burnt the damn, because the white dude was the first motherfucker to start doing this shit, right? If he wanted to burn down a government building, or at least set fire to government, whatever, that ain't that motherfucker first offense.
Yeah.
So why we ain't gonna call him a felon?
Yeah.
I mean, even if he didn't have a felony before, he's a felon now.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's symbolism. Like what I was saying. It's like certain things, like it's just subtly put there. And it's like something small that you be like, you could brush over so long to where it gets to the point that the stars done broke the camel back. All this subtle shit is getting to the point where it's blatant disrespect. And it hasn't gotten to this point now. It's been at this point. It's just now you have another generation. Just like I was saying, when you're born on a certain side of history, you're pre-exposed to a different understanding that you don't even got to learn about. You just already know it. That's why you can see, like now, a lot of black people, we can look at certain shit like, it'll never be me. I'll never let a motherfucker do that shit to me. When you're looking at videos of the civil rights movement, as far as like getting sprayed with hose pipes, dogs and all that. Motherfuckers now, hell no, ain't no fucking way you gonna do that. I'm gonna fight back. And the only reason we'll fight back is because we're on this side of history. That proof of possibility changes our approach to it. Versus a time when it was like, you know what, I'm gonna turn the other cheek. I saw what turn the other cheek has done. Yeah. And at this point, it's almost like Martin Luther King is being used as a weapon to keep people silent. You know what I mean?
Because he wasn't like raging and wasn't, so it's like, why don't you take the stance of turning the other cheek?
As far as history goes.
Yeah.
But history doesn't tell us about the part when he started saying, yo, maybe I led my people into a burning home. Type, you know what I mean? So it was one of those things. And it's just got to that point where people ultimately they're gonna get tired of asking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna get tired of asking, and imagine like how it feels like asking for fairness. You know how degrading that is?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's only so much humbleness you can practice, or only so much faith in God you can put, to where you say, you know what? You start to look at the tools you're born with. It's like, I'm gonna take matters into my own, and it hasn't got there yet, but you see where it's turning towards. So if America wants, progress and all that, then it's gonna have to pay attention. Or no, do more than pay attention. It's gonna have to respond in the manner that we want to be heard from. And if not, you can't blame people for eventually changing their approach. Because it's like, I've tried to do a piece with so much, and so back what I was saying, like, people feel like, damn, man, it's fucked up, they ride and whatever. It's like, why would you damage your own property? Look, I understand that. I too feel like, why would you burn your own home if you live here? As well as, you can tell me to keep it peaceful. Keep the protest peaceful. But in my mind, what I hear is, keep it to where it's easier for me to ignore it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
do your thing.
At
Just don't let it
that
interfere
point,
with my
I
thing.
can't give you what you want.
Yeah.
Because you haven't given me what I've even asked for.
So it's basically like
I'm not even asking for what I want. I'm asking for what's necessary. What I want is a whole different conversation.
Yeah. And so it just seems like it's gotten to the point where some lines are just gonna have to be stepped over.
Yeah.
In order for,
because if it can't be civil, then this is like Chappelle hit it on the head when he said this is the last attempt of being civil and trying to converse this shit out.
Do you see 846?
That's what I'm saying. He said at the end, because he said after that it's rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat, rat-a-tat-tat. Because if you go on social media as much as you see news and all that, I don't know how many black people you follow, but if you look in between them, I'm sure you see black people encouraging other black people to say, hey, get guns.
Yes.
And this ain't to protect your home.
Yeah.
It's to protect where the fuck you stand and walk.
Yeah.
And eventually people are going to start standing and walking together.
Yeah. It's crazy how many
fill in the blanks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's crazy how many anti-gun people are now starting to think about getting a gun.
It's crazy that the NRA, right?
Yeah.
What they stand for, believe in, whoop whoop all in. Philando. In what was it? Was it New York? But anyway, I don't know exactly where it was, but he got killed in his car with his girl and his baby in the back while trying to show them his license.
The license for the gun.
It's like, I'm an NRA member, right?
Yeah.
But where the fuck was the NRA at?
Yeah.
You know, why didn't they speak up and say, hey man, you killed a law-abiding citizen who had registered whatever and was a member of the NRA?
Yeah.
This is the association you're a part of. So it's like, at that point, it's like, damn, that association that I joined doesn't even fuck with me.
This is profiling, it seems like.
Man.
This is, I kind of wanted to end on this. I'm not sure if you've seen All Gas, No Brakes. You know what this is? You ever heard of them?
Oh, this new.
It's about a week ago.
Everything's inevitable. This is how people are actually feeling. Yeah, how I feel about it? This is the way about it going? No. But is everyone perfect? No. What I'm trying to say is, everyone feel like that. In your guys' eyes, how long should this go on for?
They got to do something with him if they want this to stop. Manslaughter ain't nothing.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of small businesses got fucked up with black on too, so it's like, yo, man, you know. However, you got insurance. You got insurance. The insurance.
Target's got billions.
You know, Target has billions. You got insurance, so you'll bounce back. That's temporary for you. But what we trying to get, you'll get bailed out for that.
We saw that many times with marching
It's Martin Luther King. Pause real quick. It's like Martin Luther King is like what I was saying. Like Martin Luther King is used as a weapon to keep people from, saying how they truly feel. Like, man, I challenge any white person, man. When it comes to racial injustice, whatever, I challenge any white person to quote Malcolm X. Find one quote, because most of Malcolm's stance was information. It's like, I have to inform you first before we do something about it. And now I'm informing you about the history that's been put against you. Your enemy in front of you. No, it's not all white people. No. But the systems and everything against you
kind of meant to teach
are made
you.
like this. So every quote that I have for you is uplifting black people. White people serve no purpose in Malcolm X's quotes for liberating black people. Right? Martin Luther King had a more of a all lives matter when it comes to perception of how he came off approach.
Just like acceptance.
Yeah. Everybody was like, nah, when you look towards the back end, before he got assassinated, he started to doubt. It was like, man, maybe I misled my people. Maybe I guided my people into a burning house. You know what I mean? Because he was reconsidering, like, oh, maybe I should change my stance from turn the other cheek to what Malcolm X says, by any means necessary. Because the world that we live in was created by any means necessary, through bloodshed. And it's like the only way you're going to relate or even get your point across to anyone, even in conversation, is if you find their angle due to their personality, to where it can make sense of whatever reference I'm trying to get across. And in this case, racism in America, it's like, you can't peacefully protest it. It's like, I can peacefully have a conversation, but if you don't want to talk, I gotta do whatever I do to get your attention. You can ignore sounds, you can ignore shit you see, but you can't ignore something you jump at. You gotta respond to it. So if America needs to jump, then that's what the universe is going to allow to happen. It's I don't think people are in much control that we think. You know what I'm saying? However, we have the tools to do what we want. I feel like God is saying, look, now you're embarrassing me by throwing my name as a mask to everything that you're doing, you know what I'm saying, to people and oppressing people. So it's like, eventually, God's going to show who God is, not religion or a certain practice. I'm just going to show, I am Alpha and Omega, and what's going on isn't pleasing towards me. This isn't a worldly dispute. This is spiritual warfare. So now I have to get brought into it. Although God's always present, God always been present, but now it's one of those, you're going to feel my wrath. You're not going to feel my, you know what I'm saying, the things that my divine intervention or things that that make sense later. Now it's like, no, you're going to feel the wrath. And it's like, or like everybody's coming out making a statement now. It's one of those things where it's like, man, you shouldn't have said nothing. You should just... Because all you're saying is how you felt the whole time. If you feel the need to say something now, and it's like... Excuse me. That's why I was saying, like, it's a lot of people in between, finally, and why now? You know what I mean?
And that's what you're about to hear, actually.
So, but when he said Martin Luther King peacefully protest, it reminded me of that. Like,
you're right.
It's like using Martin Luther King as a weapon to tell people to behave,
be peaceful about it.
But it's like, I challenge, find one quote of Malcolm X and make it make sense. But I'm here, and you Amish people like, what? How? If the information made its way
to those people,
Amish motherfuckers and monks. I'm being ignorant, assuming that they don't be on Twitter and IG like we do. Which is,
there's different sects of...
Right, because like the new ones, the new age, new generation, like they have access to the internet, right?
And they drive cars, and they're just severely like.
But it's up to them to keep everybody else informed. You know what I'm saying? So they have a job being a bridge as far as the connected generation to what's going on socially.
I think there's still some towns in Pennsylvania, I think, that are still pretty...
Riding horse and shit.
Are you a car guy? Do you like the older...
Man, like one of my older cars that I like, man, is an 85 Monte Carlo.
There you go.
Yeah, SS.
Yeah.
Or the Aero Coupe T-top joint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Casey was telling me he wanted a box Chevy Caprice, and I was like, that is hilarious.
Casey in a box Chevy.
I mean, I can see it.
Big ass car, Case.
Yeah, and he's a small dude.
I love Case, man.
And I really love.
That'll be a space. That's perfect for you, Case. Get a Caprice.
Yeah.
It'll be a spaceship. That's perfect for you, man.
Yeah.
That's my guy, Space Arnold.
Yes. You Weka or the I love that. I love that.
That song was so crazy because Casey hit me up on Facebook. We never even met, and I had a song to Jay-Z's beat. I'm feeling it, and he was like, "Man, I got a song to that too." You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Then we just hit it off, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna send a song to you, man. If you wanna hop on, it's cool." I was like, "All right, just send it through." You know what I mean? Like, if I like it, I'll just record it. Like, I do it for free, right? So I recorded a verse, sent it back to him, and we still haven't met. You know what I'm saying? We got. Same thing with Herschel Lamont. I was at studio with this guy Ben. Shout out to Ben, and he was playing me some music. I met Ben through a chick I know, Tanya Ali. She raps, and she introduced me to Ben. Ben is producer, engineer, and while I'm talking to Ben, he was telling me about a homie he has, Herschel Lamont. And he was, playing some music. He's like, yeah, man, he wants to get you on a song. So I was like, all right, play it for me. I was like, all right, if I like it, I'll get on it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going to charge nothing. I like it. And same thing with Herschel. Like, me and him had a song together before we ever physically met. You know what I mean? But, yeah, our relationship started off like that, man. Shout out to Casey, man.
Yeah, well, we got two mutual friends, Casey and Mike. They're both
there. Yeah.
But, man, Casey's verse on that song goes so hard.
Top of my game, there's no denying it. Consider me one of the best because I am implying the necessary reactions. Most of the time I'm getting haters just like my style, while all of the girlies dig it. Passing me, I'm sorry, cause I be in the fast lane. Smoking like a train, so I really can't complain about a damn thing.
Same thing with Herschel Lamont. I was at studio with this guy Ben. Shout out to Ben. And he was playing me some music. I met Ben through a chick I know, Tanya Ali. She raps, and she introduced me to Ben. Ben is producer, engineer, and while I'm talking to Ben, he was telling me about a homie he has, Herschel Lamont, and he was playing some music. He's like, yeah, man, he wants to get you on a song. So I was like, all right, play it for me. I was like, all right, if I like it, I'll get on it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna charge nothing. I like it. And same thing with Herschel. Like, me and him had a song together before we ever physically met. You know what I mean? But yeah, our relationship started off like that, man. Shout out to Casey, man.
Yeah, well, we got two mutual friends, Casey and Mike. They're both there.
Yeah.
But man, Casey's verse on that song goes so hard.
Yeah.
I love it. So it looks like you guys had a good time making that one. But
yeah, down in Miami.
Yeah, and I gotta have.
That was the
Casey
first
on.
video I was a part of. Like, I still don't have a video of my own out. Like,
that's what I noticed. You got the Rioville video. Mm-hmm. You got Casey's video, and that's
Casey, Rio, Fuge.
Gotta start doing more videos, man.
Oh man, they coming, man. The reason why I haven't shot any videos yet because I wanted to have my own introduction to music. And I wanted to, because they say you can't get a second chance to make a first impression. I don't know. I live my life. I don't know why, but I do. Being the expectation to a lot of things, or just proving that no, I'll go against the grain. It'll work for me. I don't know about the rest of the world, but I do it. So this is my way of having a second chance to get a first impression. I wanted to have a lot of music. And I wanted to build a big discography first and not really promote it much to where like the country really doesn't know it too much, but almost like an extension of my porch if I was to play some unreleased music for you if you was to pull up, right? Mm-hmm. So everything that I release, it's released technically, but to me, how I, what helps me sleep at night is knowing that it's just an extension of, if you know, you know. Mm-hmm. So if you're familiar with it, yeah, it's available for you to listen to. But to me, I ain't really just push the button or push the gas on anything. So I wanted to have a large discography and then shoot videos from every project in no order. That way every, visual after that, it feels brand new if you never heard of my music at all. So when you finally do get caught up or catch wind, like when you discover a new artist you like, that's all you're listening to for a while, you're trying to get caught up. Yeah, man, I want to play a cheat code. I want to have so much music the way you have no time to listen to nobody. So when you finally do catch on and you're like, oh shit, I want you to just indulge and just binge listen and to the point where whoever you was listening to at the time, they ain't getting no play. Yeah.
It's like Modest Mouse.
Yeah, I want you to tap all the way in, man.
Well, that's great.
And forget what you liked. So that's been my plan for a couple years.
You want to do more shows once things open back up? I mean, I bet every artist, especially in this city's got to be so anxious to get, making music and doing, these little like live stream events. I bet some people just cannot wait.
See, the live streams is cool, but it's like,
That's why I don't like to do live stream. It's just not a whole lot of personality, Yeah. We can connect way deeper in person than we can over Skype.
Yeah, I'd rather perform for you, because like you can see it on the live stream and just watch it, but it's still easy to check a text message or do whatever. It's like it's not the same
when you're there, but there's a certain energy.
See, I'm thinking about doing when I seen the Dave Chappelle 846.
Yeah,
man, that's what I'm on. I'm literally gonna invite people in my backyard. I'm like, hey, bring a blanket, a chair, and
if you're outside,
do your thing, and we'll rap.
Yeah, if you're outside, it's.
And we just got a new fence in the backyard after the tornado. If we aren't, advocating for transgender lives or gay lives as well, it's like you shoot yourself in the foot, because they still face the same thing, but their preference of of how they want to live their experience on Earth. There shouldn't be a reason to to shy away from the cause that includes them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't disclude someone.
Yeah, and I mean, everyone at a primal level knows that, like, at the time of your birth, you do not get to choose gender, race. You do not get to,
You just here.
You would think, you would. So you would think that
lucky
majority
if you survive.
of people would be with that and, sympathize or empathize for your fellow human. But apparently that's too much.
I feel like if you were ever at a place in your life where you question God, you should relate to all people, regardless of what they feel. If you ever felt at a point, it's like, God, man, why this gotta happen right now? That right there should let you know, man. You shouldn't feel no way about anybody, man, because we've all felt that.
Yeah.
And that right there in itself is a subconscious way of admitting, I didn't choose this. Imagine being a 6th grader learning about 2020.
Yeah. You see all the memes.
Man, no, it's going to be in your book. It's going to be printed. Yeah. But the memes might be... That's a good point.
Well, they're like,
a fucking meme might be in a textbook.
Yes.
That is... I've never thought of that shit until now.
But
wow.
It starts with education. It starts with education.
Because Twitter is a part of history.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's an archive.
Wow, it's is.
It's just it's an archive of mental illness.
Man, it's everybody's diary just in a fucking orgy of thoughts.
We weren't ready for Twitter. We really
No, we were not. we were not. But man, whatever higher ups, they certainly were. Because it's like, it's just a testing field. You know what I'm saying? Of like, let me test the algorithm of this, or let me test how consumers act about this, and what. Now I know what to say. Whether that could be some trauma, or it can be a product. Shoes. Right?
Hell yeah.
You scroll on Instagram right now, it's gonna be a promoted ad about shoes.
Oh, for real. They're listening. You gotta know it. I mean, I gotta get Casey on here. I gotta Tim Jen, I'd love to have him on here.
Yeah, man. Shout out Casey and Jen, man.
Yes.
Real close, man.
Yes, if you have
right
Isaiah
there,
Rashad's number, tell him I want him on the podcast.
Man, I mean, Case a gent might have Zay's number. I ain't got Zay's number, man. Shout out to Zay too.
Yeah, he's good. But
TDE.
yeah, we'll playing things by ear. But man, stay safe out there with the virus and
I'm just dope, man. Whenever you want me back, man, I'm here. Before I go, I want to tell the people, you can find me at Petty615 on Twitter and IG. You can get caught up on my music at pettyseason.com. That's PETTYSEASON.com. And one shout out before I go, I want to shout out my homeboy Marquez Cantrell. He has an EP out right now called 9. The title of it is just the number 9. It's an ode to Steve McNair. And it plays well, man, especially if, you're black growing up in Nashville, if you want to just understand what it feels like to be black growing up in a country town that's predominantly known for country music. So it's an ode to Steve McNair because in a league, NFL, where there aren't many black quarterbacks, we had a black quarterback in our own city. So his fight or the things that he was going against and, and playing with on his shoulders in the NFL is the same thing as being black in Nashville. Feels like Marquez Cantrell, dope. He's a dope guy, man. His EP out. It's out now. It's called 9. Just the number 9.
Oh yeah.
But yeah,
Get on it.
that's all I got to say to the
All
people,
right.
man.